Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? So today I finally have a little time. I have to leave around 2 o'clock because we have a showing, which means if you're selling your house, you have to get the house so perfect and so in order and so clean, like a magazine cover, very staged. So it's from like 2:30 to 3:15, I think, which isn't bad, but I don't want to go to work because I go 5 days. Yeah, well, actually, I take that back. I do work 7 days because I'm there all. If I don't go in the morning, I'll go later, and if we have to stay later, then I can push through. But so okay, today's video is going to be why I quit working in a salon. Now, for those who are not in beauty school or do not have their license or not in the field yet, I'm gonna give you the insider. So I got my license in 2013. I took the state test twice, and I took the written once, I believe, because I think I passed that one with like a B. I think it was a B or an A. I don't remember, but I know I passed the written. So here I am, like, how old was I? I was probably like 18, 19. I'm gonna say 19 years old. And here I am, like 19-year-old me, like, oh, I have my license, I can go work in a salon, I'm gonna make friends, I'm gonna have a social life, I get to do what I love. And that wasn't the case at all. My first hair salon was in a very, very wealthy, very high-end, snooty, snobby, rich, old, like 1800s Victorian house that they made into a salon. And that's not what I'm used to. And it was, especially with my dad being sick, I had that on my mind. I had, I'm going into this thing blindly. No one gave me a background in school. No one really kind of told me how to work. I just did it. So, and I'm still traumatized till this day. I know that sounds dramatic, but like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, every salon experience I had was traumatizing because they all suck here. None of them know what they're doing. They're all the mean girls from high school who are now like 50, 60 years old. And so, I don't want to say I didn't expect much because they even said, like, you have your license, you're going to start off with, like, shampooing people, folding laundry, towels, making sure every room has towels, sweeping hair. But I said, as long as I'm climbing the ladder, like, if they see I'm good at that, maybe they'll move me up the ladder in a couple months. They didn't do that. Because, like I said, because it's such a high-end, snooty, snobby, ritzy salon, they have to make sure you're, like, celebrity level good. And that wasn't me. I was fresh out of beauty school. I was like, I can do a blunt cut. I can do a layered cut. I can do a bob, any versions of bobs. Because, I'm trying to think, 2013, yeah. Rihanna had the bob in like 07, but still, even in 2013, like, that was still like pop. People are still getting it or asking for it. Not to mention my health. I was diagnosed with endometriosis stage 3 when I was in high school. And it's very hard to keep down a job. It's very hard to get a job. It's very hard for other people to, or should I say other people, to women that get endometriosis, not men. And I say people, like, meaning, like, other women in general. Because you could say, oh, your leg hurts, and then, someone else could say, oh, well, get over it, walk it out. That's sadly the case with endometriosis, because it's not just a bad period. There's like a underlying, literally an extra lining in the uterus / like fungus. It's literally a white fungus that causes so much pain. That is the equivalent of, here, cop. It's the equivalent of labor pains, and that is linked with PCOS, which I also have. And the only way I can describe it to you is when you get a cyst, it's a balloon type thing surrounded by water filled with fluid, and when that bursts, that you're paralyzed, you're doubled over in pain, you can't breathe. At least with me, I can't breathe, I'm shortness of breath, I go ghost white, and they could pop at any time. And it's not even just they develop, your inside of your vagina has cysts already on them, so they could pop at any time. Which is why I'm always prepared. I always have Advil in my heat pack, in each room. But the scary part is I have so much passion and so much burning drive for this industry. They don't realize that when I'm not sick, I will work till midnight if I have to. Not that I'm saying that I have a social life or friends, but I'm saying eventually in the future. So going back to 2013, it was very hard for especially them. The owner, how I got the job was they have a second salon with where I work. And so I tried, because they said the first salon, the main salon, was a little bit too like fast paced for me. That's bullshit. So I tried the second salon, which is a little bit slower paced, a little, more my speed. I could handle it more. And again, that wasn't the case at all. I just needed to climb up the ladder. I needed education from them. I needed motivation. I needed them to say, oh, Bert, you're doing a good job, this and that. That wasn't the case at all. Not to mention, the only break we got was lunch break. Other than that, we couldn't sit down. We couldn't rest our feet if we had, like in between clients. That was about it. If you get done with one client and the next client comes in, let's say an hour or two, I guess that would be that, and lunch break would be the only time you could rest your feet. And it was very hard to explain to not only the owner, because she was nice. She hugged and kissed me, greeted me like the old Italian, hug, kiss me on the cheek, hey, how are you? Her husband was my freshman history teacher. So, I kind of got the job from that. And then her co-partner, they're not, what am I trying to say, co-partner? Her work partner that, co-owned the salon, she no longer works with her, thank God, because I actually do see a difference in her personality. But it was so hard for her. First of all, she's trash. Secondly, she has like 3 or 4 kids, no boyfriend, no husband. So I was like, hold up, ho. Like, you're telling me to get over this when you have 4 kids yourself and you don't even have a father that stays around? Don't come at me with that. And so I kind of quit. Or maybe it was, I don't remember how I stopped working there. I think I either said I have to focus on my family because my dad is sick and dying, or I quit. And then the second salon in where I work, that was just the same thing. The same 2 ladies who had the main salon. I was doing the same thing. I was washing hair, I was sweeping hair, doing the laundry, folding towels. If we had inventory come in, I would like separate like the hair color. Like let's say we got 10 boxes of red color, you know, or RV, which means red violet. I would separate them. I would check, like, have the paper, and I would say, okay, do we have 10 boxes? And then I'd put them away. And that got old to me fast, because I said, if I'm not using my skills, especially when I'm fresh out of the box, like, what's the point? And everyone's saying, oh, I started from the bottom, this and that. Like, that's so different when you start from the bottom of a bank or like a grocery store or an auto body shop. That's different. But like when you're an artist and when you're in the beauty industry and you're fresh out of school and they don't keep like hone your skills or have you keep up with them so you don't lose them, it's difficult because now I'm way too far behind. I mean, you know, I still do makeup. I haven't done anybody's hair in so long. I mean, thank God for my mom, because she lets me dye her hair from a box, of course, but it's, like, I'd be scared to work on somebody, you know? Maybe I'm just doubting myself. Maybe I'd be better because I watch videos. I constantly, like, just keep up with it myself, but, yeah, that's salon 1. And then, I did work in another hair salon. This one was like rock bottom, man. So, as it got closer to my dad dying, we are now in like spring of 2013. Sorry, I'm like blanking out. I'm like trying to remember everything in order. At the time, I didn't drive. I was like 19 or 20. I think I was 20. And that's when I got my license. And we found this salon not far from where I work. Maybe only a couple minutes, really. I was excited again. Hold on, I gotta make sure my lips be popping. Okay. Now that I have gold gloss, as Krishan says, the woman seemed very nice, very outgoing, and the thing is, with any job, I have to tell them I have a learning disability. Whether I should or shouldn't, you know, at least I'll cover my ass and say, well, I told you so, you know. And people, I had someone once say, well, which one do you have? I said, no, that's the name of it, you know. And I explained to them that I was delayed in speech. I had to use sign language when I was little. Not when I was little, when I was a baby. I didn't talk till I was 6, and now I never shut up. But, the only way I can describe it is, you look at something, you might get that right away, and there's like 9 parts to it, or 5. When you have a learning disability, your brain makes it 12, or 15, or 25. And that's why I have to tell people, like, you have to dumb things down for me, repeat things, explain things in a different way. Which is also, it's like, that's not the first thing I want to bring up when I go for an interview or a new job, like, but again, I have to cover my ass, because they're like, well, why are you fucking up so much, this and that, da-da-da-da, like I said before, I'm just trying to cover my ass so they don't say, why are you not following directions, and then I kind of compare it to someone that has Down syndrome or any other, you know, mentally handicapped person, because it's like, are you gonna treat them the same, like, treat me the same way you would treat them, or vice versa? Like, And I told her, she goes, oh, I have like 3 boys and they're all have learning disabilities. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, we're gonna get each other. This is gonna work well. Again, I was wrong. It went downhill so fast. And years later, people come into my work and they say, oh, I don't go to her, or she was horrible, or, she doesn't know what she's doing. So, it feels good to have that karma go back to her, because she acted like she knew everything. And she even asked me something about color. I'm like, shouldn't you know this? Like, she goes, oh, what cancels out green? I'm like, red. And vice versa, green cancels out red. She uses people. She asked me, not only me, but every person that worked for her, she asked them to babysit her kids. Now, her kids, when I was working for her in 2013, I think they were like 4 or 5, and then the next one was like 10 or 11, maybe even 12, and then the next one was like 13 or 14. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think that was weird. I was like, oh, maybe she just needs a one night to herself, or maybe with her boyfriend, whatever. And I was nervous. I was like, I don't know you. Like, this is my first week working for you. Maybe it was the first month, and let alone your kids. I don't know you, let alone your kids. And, like, I was just apprehensive in general, just because I was never able to say, oh, Mog, I'm going here, bye. Like, no, I never had that much freedom. And again, I had a lot going on in my personal life. I was like, all right, it'll be extra cash. She abuses people. She yelled at me in front of clients, and she made me cry. She's not only just a psychopath, like, she's mentally ill. Like, she's a narcissist. Like, she would leave me often very alone in the salon. Again, untrained, the receptionist. I would put on the TV and I would watch it. And then I would call her. I'd be like, your clients are here. Meanwhile, she's still in bed at 11 a.m., And her house is nice. Like, she lives in a wealthy area. And I don't know. I quit, honestly. I quit because not only did she leave me alone untrained, but she made up a rumor that I was talking about her to her clients, and that was like literally like a week, maybe a couple days after my dad died. And I called my mom crying on the phone. I was like, I don't want to disappoint Dad. He's going to be so disappointed in me, this and that, did it. Like, my mom's like, relax, honey. He's not going to be disappointed. He's going to be proud of you for getting out of the situation. And she just, like, turned the whole, situation around. I was like, oh, you're right, And I took everything out of that salon. Brushes, makeup, products. Like, even if it wasn't mine, I just took everything. And I look up reviews on that place, and feels good, again, to have that karma go back to her, because I see the reviews and people say, like, the unlicensed assistants are better than her, and it's sad because now you can pay people, tell your friends, or there's a service that you can pay like ads, I guess, or like make it look like people go there. Like, it's scary because it'll have like the first 3, but those are all like paid for, and I'll say Brittany's been doing my hair for years. Brittany's really good. 5 stars, 5 stars, and you can pay for that. I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure you've all seen it before. So then that was, I'm trying to think, any other hair salons? I think that's all the 2 hair salons that I worked at, you know. Now I've worked in a lot of nail salons before, but that's going to be another video. I'm going to do like you know, the truth about nail salons video. I hope this one uploads, because now we're going on 20 minutes and like 45 seconds, but I hope this helps people, anyone who's working in a salon or had bad experience, because I know it's not all bad experience, but maybe someone else has the same luck that I do and they're looking for comfort or relief. So I hope this helps them. But I'm not giving up though. I know it's the area. I know it's just the town that I'm living in. So yeah. That is it for today. I'm super hungry, super thirsty. I'm gonna go get something to eat. And I will see you next time.